In today's video, I'm gonna be stitching out my top 2 selling Etsy designs that have made me well over 6 figures on Etsy. I'm gonna be showing you guys that you are able to stitch out 6-figure designs on flatbed embroidery machines that not only are budget friendly, but space friendly as well. We're gonna be testing out the Poolin 05 and 06, and we're gonna be testing to see the stitch quality and if they are able to stitch out designs like this that could potentially make you thousands of dollars as well. At first glance, they look very similar, but there are some key differences such as the hooping size, which could be a deal breaker for you and your business. By the end of this video, you'll have not only some really good ideas for your next top seller on Etsy, but you'll also know which one of these machines might work best for you and your business or for your crafting. So before we start stitching, let's talk about the key differences between these two machines. So with the E05, it comes with 2 embroidery hoops. One is just the standard 4x4 hoop, and the other is a 4x9, which gives you a longer design capacity. Now with the E06, it comes with 3 different hoops. It comes with a small, medium, and large. The smallest being a 5x5, which is slightly bigger than a square hoop, an 8x8, which is great for medium designs, such as onesies or kid shirts, or an 8x11, which will be perfect for adult crew necks and t-shirts. So if you're wanting to do bigger embroidery designs, it's obviously a clear winner on which machine you should go for. The Poolin 06 would be the best bet for you to be able to stitch out the biggest designs you would like. So for both machines, each machine stitches out 700 stitches per minute, so there's no comparison there. It's fast enough for a home machine, but definitely not overwhelming for beginners. So in terms of speed, they move at the same pace. Now both the Poolin 06 and the 05 both have a 7-inch color screen, which is so luxury, and the Poolin 05 has 96 built-in embroidery designs and 9 different fonts that you can use for lettering on crew necks, t-shirts, whatever you like. The Poolin 06 has 156 built-in designs, which is 60 more than the Poolin 05, and it also has 8 fonts that you can use as well. So if you plan on using the built-in designs, the Poolin 06 has much more a variety of designs for you to use. Both machines have a USB port, so you can easily upload any embroidery designs that you need. Both machines have very similar threading systems. However, the Poolin 06 has a slightly better tension control, making the stitches more consistent. All right, now that we have the specs covered, let's dive in now and finally put these machines to use. Okay, so for our first stitch out, we're gonna be using the Poolin 05. I already have my design up and loaded onto the machine. It was fairly easy to do. Now, if you guys are wanting more of a tutorial on how to use these machines, let me know down in the comments and I can film a video for you guys on how to exactly use each of these machines. But we're just gonna briefly just kind of go over it. So this is one of my top selling designs. My dog ear designs have made me 6 figures on Etsy. So these are definitely a top seller for me. For this design, I'm gonna be using the smallest hoop, which is like a 4x4. And I also used to sell these dog ears as well across the chest. So say a customer has more than 1 dog, I would do 2 dog ears, 3 dog ears, up to 4 dog ears, depending on the size of the ears. But you can obviously definitely fit more than 2 ears on the biggest hoop that this machine comes with. If a customer wants just 1 dog ear, you could do a left chest. If they want more than 1 dog ears, you could do this longer hoop as well. So I'm gonna go ahead and get this sweatshirt hooped up. If you guys are curious on what sweatshirt brand I'm using a Gildan brand. Gildan is such a good entry point for crew necks because they're readily available at Michael's, Joann's. You can even find these at Walmart at times as well. So definitely if you're wanting to get into crew necks, Gildan is a good entry point for crew necks. Okay, so I finally have this hooped. Took me forever because I'm not used to hooping crew necks like this. I do all my embroidery on multi-heads or on industrial machines, so it just makes it a lot easier to hoop because I have a hooping station. Okay, it is attached on the machine. Before I get started though, I want to make sure that the back of the crew neck is not underneath the hoop at all. So I'm just checking. All right, everything looks good. I have my design already uploaded onto the machine. I digitized this, or my husband digitized this design for me using hash embroidery. On Etsy, you can find dog ears like this already pre-made, and fonts already pre-made as well for you. So if you don't have a digitizing software, that's okay. You can find these designs on Etsy. But I already traced everything. Everything works out for the hooping size. So all I have to do is just make sure my presser foot's down, and then it's good to go. And while this is stitching, you do kind of have to keep an eye on it so you don't get the fabric stuck under the needle. With this design, it does stitch out pretty quickly. Now, the more dog ears you add, the longer it'll have to take to stitch out. You can also use clips as well to help you keep the crew neck and the shirt out of the way. So when selling on Etsy, one thing that you could do to help increase your sales is obviously to add personalized items. Most people who are going to Etsy are looking for personalized items, and these designs are perfect for those dog moms, dog dads. You can even do cat ears as well. Just anything personalizable for customers is going to be a big seller for you, whether if you're a dog owner or even if you're a mom. So these type of designs always sell really good on Etsy. And if you're one of my OG followers and have been following me from the beginning, you know that I started literally in my kitchen. We now have 11 embroidery machines, and they're no longer in our house. They're actually in our garage now. But with these embroidery machines, this makes it possible for you to start an embroidery business in your kitchen or in a small room. They're compact and they can fit anywhere. Also too, if you live in an apartment and live in a smaller living situation, these machines are also really quiet compared to a multi-needle or an industrial machine. They can get pretty loud, but with these machines, you definitely are not gonna be waking up any neighbors. Okay, you can't really see it, but we have now moved on from the ears to the name. So we are stitching out the word stitch, or the name stitch. If you guys are wanting some more ideas on how to use a smaller embroidery machine like this, definitely hit that subscribe button. I do have a 4x4 series on my YouTube channel that you guys should definitely check out. I'll link some of those videos down below for you guys and up above to help give you ideas on what kind of items you can create to potentially make some top sellers for either Etsy or for craft fairs. But you can definitely make money on a little machine like this, only doing left chest logos. You can definitely do it. I've done it in the past, so definitely check out those videos if you need some more inspiration. And also comment down below if you want to see any other projects that I could do on this type of machine. Just let me know and I would love to do those videos for you. So it is all done embroidering, so let's take it off the machine and let's check out this stitch quality. Now this design stitched out pretty quickly. It's stitched at 500 stitches per minute. All right, fresh off the machine. This came out so cute. Another one top seller for me for this kind of crew neck is I also would offer halos above dog ears too. So if someone lost a pet and someone wanted to give them a gift to kind of help them feel a little bit better, adding a halo to this design really was a big hit for my shop. I'm giving you guys all the secrets. Okay, so I flipped the sweatshirt inside out. So if you guys don't know about embroidery, you do have to use stabilizer. Depending on your project, you'll use a certain type of stabilizer. So for crew necks and t-shirts, I always use a medium weight cutaway stabilizer. For kids shirts, I use like a no-show poly mesh, but I find that using a no-show poly mesh, even though it feels the best, it wrinkles way too much and shrinks too much. So I just tend to stick with a medium weight cutaway stabilizer. If you wear it, you don't tear it. So if you're wearing it, you don't want to use a tearaway stabilizer. But here is the design. I love it. And you can really, really personalize these. You can allow your customer to pick the thread color, to pick out the type of font that they want to use. This is a varsity font that I just had on Hatch. So yeah, you can use different fonts, different thread colors. You can really, really allow the customer to personalize it. Comment down below if you guys want to see me make one that has all 3 or 2 dog ears across the chest as well. And then I'm just gonna go in and clean it up. Luckily, I don't have to clean it up much. I must say though, even though this is a good, affordable embroidery machine, I do love my buys, my industrial embroidery machines. But these are not bad for introductory, or if you're just entering into embroidery. Getting one of these and testing these out before you make a big commitment like that. I always recommend starting out small before jumping in and going all in. I did notice I did get some oil stains on this crew neck, so when using this machine, definitely do a bunch of samples first before you like start completing orders or doing big projects, because there is some oil in the machines or on the machines. So definitely wipe the machine down really good and do a couple test stitches to make sure that all that oil gets off of the machine. Before I get started on this next project though, both of these machines came with this thread stand, so you're able to do multiple colors and just kind of thread them through, and then this machine only stitches out one thread color at a time. And when you need to switch out a thread color, the only downfall is you have to re-thread the whole entire machine, which isn't the most difficult thing, and it's fairly quick to do. But it's really nice having this little stand, so when you need to switch out for a different color, all you do is just grab the thread. You can either tie it off to this thread and then pull it through, or you can just cut the thread and then re-thread it. Whatever you find the most helpful and the easiest for you. But I just wanted to point that out, that if you have a design that has a bunch of colors to it, there is this convenient thread stand. Both machines do come with it. Now for me, I typically stay away from multicolor designs when trying to use these type of machines. I try and stick to just a one color design, or if you do multiple colors, try and stick to like 2, no more than 3, because then it becomes a hassle and a pain in the butt. So I just try and plan out designs that are just one color when using these machines. All right, so we are now gonna test out this big boy. Okay, so this mom design has an established 2024. So with this design, I would do mom, mama, dad, dada, Mimi, grandma, any type of like name that people use as their title for their family. And I would allow my customer to not only pick out the thread color, but also pick out the date they would also like included onto the sweatshirt. So because I have a multi-needle embroidery machine that's not a flatbed, I would also offer sleeves as well. And I would, for like the dog ears, I would do like little paws on the sleeve. For the mom or dad sweatshirts, I would do all the kids' names on the sleeve. Now, with these flatbeds, it's not as easy doing that type of design on that location with these machines. You can do it. It's definitely some more steps to it and a little bit more tricky, but you can do it. So if you guys are wanting to see how to embroider onto sleeves using these machines, let me know if that's something you guys would be interested in. I've never done it on these type of machines. I've only strictly done it on my multi-needles, and they're pretty easy to do on those machines, but I'm kind of curious to see how tricky they are on these machines, or if you've done sleeves on your flatbed embroidery machines, let me know down in the comments if you guys have any tips to help out anybody else. So for this design, I'm gonna be busting out the biggest hoop that they have, which to me, I think is perfect for adult apparel, which a lot of flatbed embroidery machines, to be able to get a bigger sewing field like this, these machines can get very pricey. Most of the flatbed machines that are affordable and not that expensive usually only go up to like a 5x7, which you are still able to do designs with those type of machines. But if you're wanting to do really big embroidery designs, those machines can get really pricey. But with this machine, I must say, for this big of a hoop, this machine is very affordable. So I have the crew neck hooped. It does look funny. So here is the back side of the embroidery hoop. So I turn this crew neck inside out after I got it onto the hoop. And as it stitches, I'll just keep the crew neck out of the way. So let's get it onto the machine. designs, doing appliques is really, really popular. For me, this was a really big seller for me, and I didn't have to use any applique or any HTV, none of that. I just simply just stitched directly onto the item. I didn't have to add any additional materials, which I like to keep it simple and easy, and the less work I have to do, the better. All right, so this finally finished. I just need to trim the threads. I definitely see a big difference in how long it takes to stitch something out on one of these flatbeds versus my multi-needle. This definitely felt like it took forever, but the job is done. And when hooping, I just use tape to make the stabilizer stick to the crew neck. You can use that adhesive spray. I know I have some somewhere, but I lost it. I don't really use it anymore, so it's hidden somewhere. Okay, and now I can turn it right sides out. So as you can see, this is a pretty big design. Typically with these flatbeds, they don't really, most of these affordable ones cannot go this big, but I really love the sizing of this design. It looks really good. This is a size medium, and it's not small at all. It's nice and big. This is an 8x11 hoop, I believe, and typically when I do these designs, I use an 8x13 mighty hoop on my multi-needle machines. So the fact that you're able to go this big with these machines is amazing. So love how big it is. And just from experience, customers, they really do notice the size difference. They like their designs nice and big. Now, this design took forever to stitch out, it felt like, but if you have a multi-needle, these type of designs stitch out much quicker than on these flatbeds. But you can get started with a successful embroidery business with one of these flathead machines. These machines, they can limit you in some ways, but most of the time these machines can do just as much as those multi-needles. You just kind of have to work around a few things, but you can make top selling designs on Etsy with these machines and make thousands and thousands of dollars if you have the right design. And if you know how to list items on Etsy with good SEO, you can make a lot of money on Etsy. So here is the final product from these two flatbed embroidery machines from Poolin. I was able to complete this really big mom personalized design on this Poolin 06. And with the smaller machine, I was able to do a really nice stitch out of this left chest dog ear design on my Poolin 05. So if you're thinking into getting into embroidery, maybe considering a Poolin is not a bad option for you. Definitely do your research on which type of embroidery machine would be best for you. Possibly this brand might not be the best for you, but if this was around when I first started with embroidery, this would have been an option that I definitely would have considered. But yeah, I'm really loving how these designs turned out, and I really am impressed with these two flatbed machines. Well guys, here are my 100K designs. I really hope you enjoyed this video, and if you need any other inspiration for flathead embroidery or multi-needle embroidery, go check out these videos here or down below, and I'll see you guys in the next one. Bye!